how do spiritual beliefs have an impact on your health when you have an illness like cancer? Well, there are a number of studies that researchers looked into, and they found that if you are genuinely spiritual, meaning that you genuinely believe your religion, it could actually have a positive impact on your health in relation to things like cancer. Now, the researchers here did a very comprehensive study. They looked at 44,000 patients, and they looked at different components of cancer, including someone's mental well-being, their social well-being, and also, of course, their physical well-being. And they found a lot of really interesting things that I want to share with you guys. So for one, the analyses indicate that religion and spirituality have significant associations with patients' health, but there was wide variability among studies regarding how different dimensions of religion and spirituality relate to different aspects of health. Now, patients reporting greater overall religiousness and spirituality reported better physical health, greater ability to perform their usual daily tasks, and fewer physical symptoms of cancer and treatment. So right there, you have the physical aspect of this. And it's kind of incredible because, again, if you genuinely believe in your religion, it could have a positive physical health outcome for you.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are other aspects of it that are less clear, and let's present all the evidence to you guys, and then I want to break it down as to what I think is causing the difference.
Okay, so now keep in mind that physical health was not related to behavioral aspects of religion and spirituality, such as church attendance, prayer, or meditation. Or meditation. So that basically means if you're not really buying into what your religion preaches, but you're just kind of moving about the motions and you're going to church and praying, it's not going to have an impact on your health. At least that's what the studies indicated. Now, when it comes to spiritual well-being, unsurprisingly, it is associated with less anxiety, depression, or distress. Also, greater levels of spiritual distress and a sense of disconnectedness with God or a religious community was associated with greater psychological distress or poorer emotional well-being.
So, okay, let's break this down. First of all, on that last part, I don't want people to get confused. If you're an atheist or you're agnostic, it doesn't mean that you're going to have less of a chance of living or it's going to have negative effects on your health. The things that have negative effects are if you are distressed about your religious views, right? And that makes sense to me because it's a person who's like, oh my God, I'm sick. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I haven't been good religiously. And they got all this guilt and weird shit going on around in their head. They don't quite believe, I don't know, I guess, because they're in distress over their religion, right? Yeah, if you put all that pressure on someone in the middle of them being sick, it's not going to help, right? Whereas for me, I know that when we die, the lights get turned off. Right?
And that's a scary, I mean, when you really think about it, that's a scary feeling. It's a scary thought.
So for some it is, right? But I have no distress over my religion. It's not like, oh my God, what if I meet them? Oh my God, am I going to heaven? Am I going to hell? Did I displease the sky god, right? No, for me, it's liberating. Like, oh, if I die, boom, I won't feel a goddamn thing. Right?
Well, yeah, and you don't have to worry about where you're going to end up in the afterlife. That's true. There is a liberating aspect of that.
Right. So let's be clear about that. So I'm not buying it. Don't get it misinterpreted that, oh, religious people are going to live better than atheists who are perfectly fine mentally, right? Do you see what I'm saying? It's the people who get caught in limbo, if you will, right? That are purgatory, if you will, that are problematic. Okay, now, in terms of whether prayer works or not, they say, look, going to church and the prayer thing doesn't actually make a difference. Well, there might be a little bit of confirmation bias there in the study because these are all scientists. They're not going to say prayer works, right? So the physical act of walking to church doesn't make a difference, right? But we don't know how prayer works. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't believe in religion at all. I don't think that prayer is, my personal opinion is not like, oh, sky god, and he's like, your cancer is better, right? Don't try that at home. Not likely to work, okay? But the prayer could lead to feeling better about your chances. You have hope because you think the Creator has a destiny for you and that you're going to get better and things are going to be all right because of God. And God's looking out for you, or Jesus is looking out for you, Muhammad's looking out for you, right? Okay, yeah, some people can believe that. So a lot of people believe that, right? So that's what makes the difference, is hope.
It's hope, it's faith. It's the optimism that comes along with religion, right? And I think that for people who do have a very severe case of cancer, knowing or believing at least, believing that there is an afterlife should things go wrong is probably very therapeutic for people, right? Because it's like, all right, well, I'm sick. Even if I don't get better, I am a good practicing Christian or Jew or whatever it is. And I know there's an afterlife and there's more to see and do, I guess.
Yeah, I want people to be crystal clear on this because there are a lot of people who unfortunately do believe that if you just go, make the cancer go away, whether you think it's through meditation or you think it's through some version of God, that does not work, okay? You have to be getting medical help, and then your belief system helps if it leads you to be optimistic and hopeful, okay? Yeah. So in that context, prayer doesn't hurt, it helps, but only when combined with medicine, okay? Yeah. Not just like, God, make it better, right? That doesn't work, okay? So, they say religion is a drug. It has its downside. It gets you hooked. It's, maybe a false hope or a false high from our perspective as agnostics. But at the same time, it's also a drug in the positive sense. There's a reason why people have loved religion for all this time and that it's worked.
Yeah.
Because when life is not going well, you need that hope. And that is a critical drug to have on your side.
Yep.